Alright, Shalom. Shalom. It's your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Okra Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. All right, today's lesson, we're gonna go into, the path to the kingdom. Is so narrow. Only one person can go on the time. There's fire on one side, and there's water on the other side. We gotta go through the straight and narrow. Those that are hoping to enter the kingdom. Romans chapter 12 verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. Right. Okay, because we're not trying to be partakers in this world. This is why the true starting with the true prophets, the apostles and elders on down of a Great Millstone. All right, and those are the hopeful elect out there. The believers, because there's different members of the body. There's believers, there's help. You can't be conformed to this world. So there's no selling out under a 501c3 charter. Okay, you have to follow the ways of the Lord. And be not conformed. And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. See that? So we have to renew our mind. And how do we do that? By this word. Okay, it's not I think I'm doing good, because I do this, I do that. No. Hell no. Okay, it's what Yahweh Shem Shai is telling us to do. Okay, and it's gonna get uncomfortable. Okay, because you're going through a transition. All right, because we're fleeing from the shadow of this world, so it's not easy. Of course not. Okay, you gotta change the way you eat. You gotta change the way you think. You can't approach things the same way. You gotta be humble. You gotta be patient. You gotta be in the spirit. See, so it takes time. It takes time. It takes time. Transition takes time. This is like when you transition to like a new job. You have to do the paperwork, go to the interviews, and hope to get it. Then once you get it, you probably got to get a uniform, some new shoes. Then you got to follow all the rules, see what's your schedule. Then it's a little uncomfortable because you don't really know how to do the work. You don't really know where things are at. So a transition's never it's not really comfortable. But this is what it's all about, okay? Because the Lord is conditioning the elect where because what the Lord is really wants us to do is to truly depend on Him. Okay, of course, you gotta do things, handle your priorities, but at the end of the day, okay, we have to truly depend on the Lord. Let's get it again from the top. Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Be not conformed to this world. Right. Captain Tazariak, IUIC. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Shem Shai. Right. Okay. That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Shem Shai. So not the will of IUIC, purple and gold. Okay, not the will of your feelings. Well, I think, and well, that's not fair. Well, because I feel that God is like this. No, okay, it's the will of Yahweh Shem Shai. For those of you that are saying, well, let's pray for America. Okay, you're tempting the Lord. Because that's not the will of the Lord. The will of the Lord is to destroy America for its filth. Okay, for its lies and robbery. And now the world, you guys are starting to see that. Man, yeah, America, You guys are a bunch of bullies, and all they do is lie. You know, rape, robbery, and murder. See? So this it's all about the will of Yahweh Shai. You know, this is why everything you do, you know, you gotta say Lord's willing. You know, because we're hoping. You know, this is the thing. We're hoping to be part of the hopeful elect. You know, just because we teach this word, you know, and we tell, how we tell the hopeful elect out there that yeah, our enemies are gonna get melted, and that they're going to slavery. But yeah, that don't mean that we're exempt. You know, but we have the confidence, to teach. We're giving you the truth. But does that automatically say that okay, well, hey, that we're gonna make it? Not at all. Okay, this is why we remain humble, okay, and patient and lowly, because we're not perfect, and I'm definitely not perfect. I'll be the first to tell you, but we're trying, and the message that we're giving is we're teaching the doctrine perfect. You see, you know. So remember that, because just like Apostle Tahar says, because we don't know, okay, because just because we're teaching, what if we lose the spirit, a couple months from now? We don't know. This is why we give all diligence, and we're hoping, because not until, remember, and that this is to Israel out there, right? To you Israelites, nothing is for sure until you're inside those spaceships, inside those chariots. Remember, we're not outside the woods yet, Jack. Remember that. Okay, we're not out. We're not out of the woods yet, Jack. Okay, it's very very important. Okay, very important. It's very, very important. You know? Alright, so let's go to go here. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Second Ezra. Cool. Second Ezra, okay, chapter 7, and let's see. Second Ezra, chapter 7, verse 6 down to the 18th verse. There is also another thing, a city builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance there is narrow. Okay, because we gotta go through the straight gate. Okay, and it doesn't mean straight, like hey, that road is straight. Straight is a Strait. That means a path of difficulty, and is set in the dangerous place to fall. Right? See, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. See? Because it's a very narrow path. It's difficult. It's not just I believe. Like these wacky tacky Christians say, do you believe in Jesus Christ? Oh yeah. Oh, that's it. You're saved. That's it. No, you're not. Bullshit. Okay. You wacky tacky Christians are bugged out, man. You bugged all the way out. Bugged all the way out. You kidding me? Verse 8, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be but one man can go there at once. Right? So that's it. Let me get it one more time. Second Ezra chapter 7 verse 8, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. Okay, because it's only one at a time. It's so narrow. If the city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive his inheritance? How should he receive this inheritance? Okay, immortality. Okay, everlasting rulership over the heathen. You see? So the Lord is gonna give us all these things, but we have to We have to go through. You got to go through a few things. Remember, we're in a time of testing. Remember that. See, but if you put your trust in the Lord and you serve Him with truth and sincerity, you know He's gonna and you're part of the hopeful elect. He's gonna always make a way. Verse 10, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said He unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. See, Israel, not the world, Israel, because salvation is only for the elect of Israel, not all Israel, because the 2/3 are going to be cut off. Okay, and I believe that's Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. Okay, where it says one part is going to be tried and then 2 parts are going to be cut off. Verse 11, because, oh, check this out. Second Esdras chapter 7, verse 11, because for their sakes I made the world. Right, so it's not up to Donald Trump. It's not up to Elon Musk. It's not up to the heathens. It don't matter what they say, because this is not their planet. This is why they cannot go to the bottom of the ocean. They cannot pass the Van Halen belts, because this is not their planet. They were Job 9:24. The earth has been given unto the hand of the wicked, only for a temporary. So the Lord allowed the wicked to rule the world for only a little bit of time. For what? To show the world. Look at how they're messing everything up. There's uproars everywhere. You know, you guys know what's going on out there. It's all messed up. Okay, it's all messed up. It's all messed up. Okay, there's all kinds of stuff going on out there.
And honestly, what a find. Just $6.49. Shop Ashley today.
Okay, so this is right here, verse 11. Because for their sakes, Israel, I made the world. So who? Okay, so whose planet is this? It's the Lord's planet, and He made it for His children. Right there. So is everybody equal? Hey, we're all the same. No, we're not. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was the creed that is now done, because we had to fall away first. Okay, like that scripture says. Okay, there had to be a falling away first, because we had to go off. Okay, we had to get taken down, but it's part of prophecy, because now we're learning through experience and by witnessing and living. Okay, look, this is what happens when the wicked rule. We're experiencing this. See? Verse 12. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are few and evil. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. Yeah, because right now, you know, it's nothing but the Israelites are getting nothing but oppressed. You know, you got curses. See, got pestilence. Verse 13, for the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. Verse 14, if then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. Okay, so this is why, you know, faith without works is dead, because you got to show the Lord. You know, you can't just say, oh, I believe. No, you got to do something. You know, remember, not everybody can teach the word. Okay, but you know, you can, you know, pray. You know, you can, you know, watch videos. Those of you that, you know, are not able to teach, that's totally fine. Okay, but if you believe, if you got faith, that's a beautiful thing, and you hold on to that with dear life. Don't worry about, oh, I can't teach. That's okay. Okay, the fact that you believe in the Lord is a very beautiful thing. Okay, because faith is given to you from up above. Don't take that lightly. You know, because not everybody in the world believes. You can't just go to the store and buy faith. So if you believe, hey, that's a very beautiful thing right there. You know, don't worry about, well, I can't teach. Don't worry about it. There's different members of the body, but every member of the body is important. Okay. Verse 15. Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Okay, because right now we're in these fleshly bodies. Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? See, because yeah, you have to have your mind set for the kingdom. Okay, stop worrying about, well, this, that, I don't have the car, I don't have the best job, and stop worrying about all that. Okay, remember, what's the Lord's Prayer? Our daily bread. Okay, so as long as you got your daily bread, you got your basic essentials, that's it. Be content with what you got. All right, stop thinking about, oh well, man, I wish I got that, and I need a bigger house. And hey, if the Lord wanted you to get that, He's gonna give you that. Remember that. Okay, so you gotta be happy with what you have. Verse 17. Then answered I and said, O Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that bearest rule, uh, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish. Verse 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. Right. So, right there. Okay. Right there. The righteous shall suffer straight things. Remember, straight. A path of difficulty, because you're going to be tried. Okay. If you're part of the elect, you're going to be tried. The Lord's going to try you. Remember, just because you're going catching little hell doesn't mean, that is the Lord done with me? Oh, hey, he fell off. Not at all. Or she fell off. Not at all. It's just that they're going through a trial. So remember that when brothers and sisters are going off, okay, especially and particularly the brothers, because because you see them doing the work, you see them out there, all right, remember that don't mean that hey, look at that, oh yeah, he fell off. No, it's not. Okay, because that's not your servant. All right, so remember that, when you guys see brothers are not doing so good, okay, remember, yeah, maybe you can watch them from a distance, but remember that don't mean that that's not part of the hopeful elect. Just because someone stops teaching, that's not a good thing, but that don't mean necessarily that that's not a member. That's not part of the hope, that he is not part of the hopeful elect. Remember that. And hope for wide, for they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. All right, so let's go to here we go. Let's go to St. Luke. We go to another. Luke 22. St. Luke chapter 22, verse 28 and the 30th verse. St. Luke chapter 22, verse 28 down to the 30th verse. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptation. Okay, so because we're partakers with Hamashiach's suffering, Yahweh suffering, because he suffered when he walked this earth a little over 2,000 years ago, didn't he? Okay, he was betrayed by his own disciple, Judas Iscariot. Okay, all right, he was betrayed by his own people that said, "Oh, crucify the Lord Yahweh. Don't worry about it. Let his blood be on us and our children." Pontius Pilate, okay, the devil himself, he even found no fault in Yahweh. He even said, "I find no fault with this man," and he was an Edomite. Okay, but that's how righteous the Lord was. You see, even Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor, said, "I find no fault with this man." Just to show you, like, damn,
that you don't need a finance degree or any experience at all to dramatically impact
verse
your financial
29.
future. You'll learn
And
about
I appoint,
strategies for generating income,
unto you a
breakthrough for knowing
kingdom,
when to
as
buy
my
and when
Father
to
hath
sell,
appointed
our
unto
secret
me.
weapon for
Okay, because
mirroring
that's
the
what it's
trades of
all
Wall
about.
Street institutions,
Okay,
allowing
is
you to buy
the
when they
kingdom.
buy and sell when they sell.
Absolutely.
Strategies for growing a retirement
Let me see
portfolio
here.
in a
Bear with
variety
me.
of market conditions.
St. Luke chapter 22 and verse 29. And I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father hath appointed unto me. See that? All right. So what are we looking for? Look at what are we looking forward to? The kingdom. Okay, forget 40 acres and a mule. Nah, man, we're about to inherit a kingdom. You know, forget what you're talking about. You know, the hell. We're looking towards the kingdom. Keep your eyes single. Verse 30, that ye may eat and drink at my table. But Yahweh Shah, you imagine? In my kingdom. Imagine that. Shoot. And sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. The tiny tots, okay, that run Hollywood and live in Israel right now. If you're the people, where are the other 11 tribes at? There's 12 tribes. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. What's going on here? Huh? James 1:1. Hey, there's 12 tribes, baby. Huh? See? Because, the main reason why, okay, because the Lord could have prevented Adam from sinning, and Eve. It wasn't that, oh, they just made a mistake. And now, no, the Lord controls everything. Okay, everything is ordained from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. All right, so it's all education. Because in order to be a perfect judge, because the Israelites were going to be judges of the earth next. Okay, so in order to be a perfect judge, a good judge, you got to know both sides, right? That's why when people go to court, when they're facing trial for, whatever, murder or whatever, before that person gets convicted, they give him his sentence, they go to trial, right? And the judge hears both sides. Okay, well, what's going on? Oh, well, they hear both sides, and then you give the judge, and then you give the judgment, right? Because you got to hear both sides. You're not just gonna hear one side say, okay, yeah, you're fucked up. Okay, you're gonna hear both sides. Okay, well, let's see what happened here. Let's do a little investigation. Let's investigate, right? Because you want to say, okay, wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay, so this is exactly this is what's happening with Israel. Because right now we're experiencing, we're seeing, we're living, we're witnessing what it is to be underneath the so-called white man's rulership. Are we not? Look at how this man just goes in and just takes over Venezuela and broken treaties with the so-called Native American Indians and everything else. Sends CIA to, Iraq and economic hitman. You guys know the deal. Okay, you guys know the deal. Okay, so there's no other better way to teach us what wickedness is, but by experience it, because we're actually living here. So when we get the kingdom, which is not far-fetched, we're gonna know, okay, how to set up we're gonna know how to set up a righteous kingdom, because we're gonna understand both sides. See that? So we're gonna be made perfect judges, because we're gonna understand both sides. See, and right now we're learning what not to do, because we're gonna know. Oh yeah, we're not gonna put plastic, and we're learning about all this. See? So when we get the kingdom next, we went through a whole lot of bad. Okay, so also, when we inherit the righteous kingdom, we're gonna appreciate it that much more. Because like, damn, man, because this place is hell, isn't it? All right. So when a righteous kingdom comes, because look at everybody on edge. America's on edge. Greenland, they're like, shit, man, is Trump gonna invade us? What the hell's going on? Trump's bypassing Congress. He's not even following the rules. What the hell is going on? See, over there in Iran, their internet just totally shut down. Hey, and let that be a warning to you guys out there. All right, because what's happening right now in Iran is civil unrest, and they completely shut down the internet. Remember, a lot of people do work on their job is by the internet. Okay, remember, all communications, internet, phones is all about to be cut off here in America. Remember that. Okay, all your conveniency, and throw someone some emails. Okay, it's all about to be shut down. Emails, the banks, telephone, internet, it's all about to be shut down real soon. Okay, because once America goes into civil unrest, martial law, okay, all that is going to be cut off. Your water supply, gas, fuel pumps. It's all about to be shut down out here. Remember that. Okay, so those of you who are not covered by the blood of Yahushai, woe unto thee. And this is why those of the hopeful elect, okay, we remain humble, because we fear the Lord. I fear the Lord, See, because I'm not perfect, but hey, but I fear the Lord. See, and I believe these things are gonna come to pass. See that? Imagine if you're stuck out there with your family, no, nothing, you know. Imagine, but the Lord said, if you're part of my hopeful elect, I got you. See, but for everybody else, damn, So this is why you have to put off the old man. Okay, you gotta put off the old man. Let's see here. Saint Luke chapter 9, verse. Saint Luke chapter 9, verse 23 and 24. And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, listen up, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily. Right. So it doesn't matter. It's not, as soon as you find out you're an Israelite, all right, everything's cool. It's the Israelite party. Shalom. Hey, everything's cool. Everything's peaches and cream. No. Take up your cross daily and follow me, because it's going to be constant. This is why the scripture's written, he that endureth until the end. Okay. It doesn't mean just for a little while and then, all right, yeah, I made it. Like that one clown said, oh, well, I have a life outside of here, I'm going to retire from this, preaching the word, and I'm going to get into something crazy, because I have a life outside of this, Hey, woe unto that man who said that, because this ain't about just, let me just do it for a little while. Nah, this is he that endureth until the end, okay? And a lot of you that say, well, nothing's going to happen to me. First of all, the Son of the Heavenly Father, okay, look what happened to him. So what, you think everyone else just, ain't nothing going to happen to you? Shit. Okay, there's going to be a lot of tests out here. Okay, the Lord is really going to put his elect through tests. This is why you have to have faith and keep praying for endurance and strength. Because ain't no one going to go to the kingdom unscathed. Everyone's going to go, everyone has their special tests to go through. But it's going to be, it's going to be something, that, man, it's going to be something, man, all I can say is that, look what the Lord went through. Verse 24, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it. Okay? IYC buying land and thinking, we're not in the kingdom. This is not our time to be doing that. Okay? But whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it. So those of you that's like, I just want to play it safe and let me kiss the so-called white man's ass, you're out of there. Because if you're not following the Lord, okay, if you're not trimming your lamp, then it's no bueno. So those, remember, you have to endure unto the end. To enter the kingdom, remember, through much tribulation must ye enter the kingdom. All right, so a lot of trials, a lot of tests. All right, and it's going to get way worse. Okay, there's a lot of things that's going to happen. People are going to get kidnapped. Families are going to get separated. Brothers and sisters are going to get snatched up. Absolutely. Some people may go to black sites, concentration camps. Very real. It's about to get very real. And so that's why those of you out there in the truth, just stay locked in. Remember that. Okay, remember that. Just remember, we're in some very serious times. Yes, the Lord's going to protect his elect, but the elect are still going to go through it. So remember that, okay? Remember what time we're in. So yeah, you can still go out there and have a good time, but hey, don't get too careless. Okay, focus. All right, you can always, go out there, enjoy yourself, do what you gotta do, but stay locked in. Even when you go out, be circumspect. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't just be out there all, simple. Okay. You have to, remember what times you're in. So with that, that's it on today's lesson. On the straight gate, on your feet, soldier. Shalom.